What name did you come here under?
My name. Why?
You came under here under your name?
This woman is about to get a reality check that faking her identity will not get her through a dental appointment. And even when confronted by cops, she wasn't going to let it go. However, there are countless cases of dumb Karens who get caught committing fraud, like this woman who failed trying to cash in a $24,000 counterfeit check at a pawn shop. But first, let's have a look at the case of this dumb Karen who wanted a luxury vacation using stolen credit cards.
You thought it was going to be a free ride here, come on board the ship, charge whatever you want, and you ain't going to get caught. But guess what?
On February 8th, 2024 in Florida, authorities responded to a distress call from a cruise ship regarding a woman suspected of using stolen credit cards to secure her trip. Before their arrival, ship security had already apprehended the woman.
Did somebody ask you to come on the cruise ship and do something?
No, she just, no.
No. She just what?
She just what?
Go ahead.
Nothing.
What did she tell you to do? Whoever she is. Listen,
but it should be my name though.
Why did the person tell you to come on the cruise today? You've never been on a cruise before. You booked your cruise recently. Who told you to come on the cruise?
Someone booked the cruise, and they told us to, they asked about the excursions, and basically it was something to do to get away.
So someone told you to book the cruise. They booked it for you. Who is that someone?
I don't know her.
How did you find out about her?
So some stranger just...
No, it was on the internet.
It was on the internet. So some stranger on the internet that you don't know.
Basically saying
hey, I'll pay for your cruise if you do what?
No, you have to pay them. You have to cash out money and everything. I never asked no questions, how much or none of that. She told me I need to get her some money up front.
This dumb Karen claimed that someone she met online offered to pay for her cruise if she booked it and paid them via the Cash App. She paid $500 to this person, who remains unidentified, but her demeanor and body posture remained defensive, suggesting she was lying, and cops weren't going to let her go that easy.
So it's through Cash App, so you have the invoice on the Cash App app?
No, not Cash Apps. She stay in the city, so I can actually go up, yeah.
So did that same person tell you to get this?
Huh?
That same person, the Cash App? Same person we're talking about, the lady. Did she tell you to get this?
No, that was for something totally different. Yeah, that wasn't for the cruise.
But what did she tell you to do on the cruise?
Nothing. She asked if we want to go and, to pay her. That's it, that's all.
So what did you pay her? How much?
Yeah.
How much did you pay her?
Huh?
How much did you pay her?
Just a couple hundreds.
You paid her a couple $100 to go on a cruise?
Yes.
Give me a number.
$500.
$500 to go on this cruise today.
Yes.
What did that $500 give you?
Her and to go on the excursions.
Excursions?
Yeah. But we never did the excursions though.
How much did it cost to book a cruise today? How much did it cost?
I don't know. He told me I owed $1,200.
So who's the lady? What's her name?
I don't know her name.
Then how did you pay her?
Because I went through. I don't know the lady name. I barely even know the lady like that. But
so you paid $500 to be on this ship today.
Yes,
even though it cost you over $1,200 to actually be on this ship. So who paid for the difference?
With each passing moment, her entire story begins to fall apart, and less did she know that lying will only further complicate her situation.
What she asked you to do on the ship?
Nothing right now.
No one in their right mind is gonna let you pay $500 for a voyage that's well over $1,200 for you to do absolutely nothing, and you don't even know this person. So
I thought it was a scam. I thought it was, but I did.
Why did you think that?
Because she was saying she could do it and then.
She said what? Can you repeat that? I'm not sure what you said. Can you repeat yourself?
I thought I wasn't going to be able to do it. But she told me to just book the plane ticket. And then she was like, you gotta leave.
You're going to leave and then what?
Come here.
And then what?
Be on the cruise.
And do what?
She said we do the drinking. I ain't even did. I ain't.
Do the drinking. What
Yeah,
else?
do the drinking, get off the boat, do what we need to do. Other than that, that's it.
Throughout the investigation, the suspect displayed avoiding behavior, however, while the suspect maintained that she was unaware of the fraud. What officers found in her purse contradicted her claim, and that's when she knew she had messed up.
As I've read them to you, I just wanted to ask you some questions. All right? All right?
Yeah.
Okay?
You want the door shut?
I'm finna get locked up.
We're gonna get to that. Fake, real. Okay?
Yes.
All right? Where's the credit cards?
I don't have any.
The credit cards you tried to use.
Wait, what you mean? I haven't tried to use anyone's credit card on here.
Huh?
I haven't tried.
Is this your purse?
Yeah. Them not no debit cards from on here.
Are these yours? This is your purse, correct?
Yeah.
So what were you using to pay for shit, the drinks?
They said it was already paid for, so.
Well, they have you trying to make purchases because obviously they charge you back.
No, I haven't even made any purchases.
Who's Mark Curry?
That's my uncle. I just was telling him that. And he should have a
That was your grandpa.
we could call him. Matter of fact, we can call Danielle Harvey to verify that.
What do you have a fake ID?
I forgot that was even in my wallet.
Yeah, and also to see which card was paid.
However, the cops did try to make her realize that they prefer honesty, and they were already aware of her little schemes.
Remember how I said I can continue to give the facts along the way because we know you're not being truthful. So what did she tell you to do with the extensions? Tell you to cancel them?
I just canceled it.
Yeah, so
You didn't answer my question. She tell you to
Right,
cancel
that's
them.
what she told you to do.
I only
Go
canceled
ahead. She told you to go ahead and cancel the excursion so she gets the money back.
but they said we can't get money back anyway. Y'all said something like that.
After finding enough evidence against the woman, the police officer began to arrest her, although even after being placed in handcuffs, her story didn't change.
All right, get up. What?
can we try to charge this card with her name?
No, you don't need to touch my coins. Cause I just told him we could do it, and he just took all day just to do it.
Where's the card you used?
I don't got no coins. I told him he could use if I could use tap. He said no.
Where's the card you used to buy the purchases?
I didn't do it. Somebody else was before me.
Still not willing to give that
Can I let her know that I'm
No, you're under arrest. All courtesy is gone.
okay?
You been arrested before? Never.
Traffic. How long I'm gonna be like
We'll
this?
provide
Not my problem.
from the office.
You want to help yourself? Start talking. You don't want to help yourself? I don't really care. You got yourself into this mess. They told you what's going to happen, and they told you how to do this whole scam. You understand? Do you?
Yes.
You're a big girl. You understand exactly what happened. You thought it was going to be a free ride here, come on board the ship, charge whatever you want, and you ain't going to get caught. But guess what? You caught.
No.
You want to help yourself? Yes or no?
Yes. You still gonna lock me up for the ID? I ain't do nothing.
You did something. Listen, I can write this report real easy. Credit card fraud on board the ship.
No.
Extremely unhelpful. Didn't want to help herself.
Okay.
Charged her with it. And then I just dump it in. Or I could write in, she was very sorry for what she did. What she understood, she got involved in a scam. She had no idea about it.
I didn't. That's what I was just explaining to her.
You knew
That I never knew it was a scam, the excursions or.
You knew that credit card wasn't good, and you told them when to do the buyback on that thing. You think that's legal?
Say it again?
The buyback on the cruise excursion. Do you think that's legal?
No, I never did a buyback.
When you cancel.
Oh. All I did was the cabana thing for tomorrow. I was just trying to tell someone who I came with.
No, you don't get that luxury.
I didn't do nothing.
Yeah, you did. You're using illegal credit cards on board the ship, and you
I
booked the
haven't
ship with
used it. No, I did not.
And you cruise illegally.
No, I did not.
Ultimately, her little lies didn't match well with her expression, and she learned the hard way that you don't get to enjoy a vacation unless you have hustled hard for it, as she was charged with possession of fake ID and running a scam. However, this woman got arrested for trying to swipe just $1,200. This next suspect tried her luck with a fake check of $24,000 at a pawn shop.
What's this all about?
I had received a check in the mail.
On September 26, 2023, officers arrived at a pawn shop investigating a potential fraud where this suspect claimed she received a check in the mail as back pay following unemployment benefits she applied for. However, when cops confronted her, her nervousness told a different story.
You were expecting that check for almost $24,000?
I wasn't, not really.
Were you expecting a check at all?
I knew I was supposed to be getting a check, but I didn't think it was supposed to be that much.
Okay. I mean, you're saying this is a fraudulent check. I don't know. I don't know any difference.
As more officers with financial crime experience arrived, the woman initially appeared cooperative but lacked clarity in her responses, leading the officers to doubt her credibility.
So, what's going on? We're here. You're here. The check's here. Tell me what happened.
Basically, okay, I received a check in the mail that was supposed to be for back pay
When did you receive it?
last week.
Where? At your house?
Yes.
Okay.
So, I haven't been staying home, honestly. And I called my aunt and I was asking her, like, hey, have I got emails? And she was like, yo, you know, you got a couple of.
So your aunt stays with you?
Yes, I stayed while I stayed with her.
That's at your, okay.
Yeah. So she was like that I had a few pieces of mail and this, that, and the third. So I had went to go pick it up. So after that, that's when I noticed that the check had came.
Okay.
So I was like, oh well, you know, cool. So last week when I picked it up, I never ended up cashing it because due to my work schedule, I always got on work late. And so then after that, that's when I had came in today because I was off. And to cash the check. And when I tried to use my photo ID on my phone, they was like, no, I need a physical ID. So I had went and got a physical ID.
The woman said she got a check for unemployment for the first time after applying online, and it came straight from the U.S. Treasury. But when the officer asked which website she used, she couldn't answer. That was when her lies began to fall apart.
When you filed for unemployment, how'd you do it? What site did you go to?
What did you receive? Did you get like an email after you applied? Did you receive anything?
I had basically received a letter saying that I had to submit some more information in, but that was the only thing. Once I had submitted everything, that was it.
Did you submit the paperwork?
Yes.
Okay.
How did you do that?
I did it online. Like at the time I was doing everything online, but how I had knew to do the unemployment stuff, my friend was telling me about it. So
Did you ever receive an approval or a denial from them for unemployment?
I really didn't too much to hear nothing else. And then it was like I had started doing hair, so it was like I wasn't really too focused on it.
The officers became increasingly convinced of the woman's involvement in a fraudulent scheme as the interrogation progressed. They assert their experience in handling similar cases and warn her about the consequences of dishonesty.
There's not really anything about this that's not fishy. You know what I mean? None of this makes sense. Alright. We're asking you questions because we're trying to gauge where you're at as far as what you're going to tell us and how truthful you're going to be. But I'm going to tell you right now, not a darn thing that's come out of your mouth has made any sense.
For 4 years, I did fraudulent investigations for the department. And I saw stuff like this all the time. And I'll tell you right now, the reason we're asking this, he's saying we're gauging how truthful you're going to be. I'll tell you right now, this is your chance to be honest because I know exactly what's going on. I can call it exactly like I've seen it every other time before. Somehow, someone came in contact with you, a male, probably the male that's sitting in your car out there in the passenger seat, the black Chevy Malibu, and that person convinced you that you need to go in here and you need to cash this check, and then payment would be to receive a portion of that check while they get the other. The problem is that treasury check, first off, it's fake as heck. There's nothing about that check that's even remotely real.
Despite knowing that the cops had seen through her plan, the woman remained stuck to her story and further added that she had a friend who helped her with applying the procedure, but she wasn't aware that her expressions had given everthing away already.
Problem is that treasury check, first off, it's fake as heck. There's nothing about that check that's even remote.
Help me apply for unemployment. She told me basically like, go on his website, such and such, and that was it.
So you're gonna stick with that came in the mail. That's what you're sticking with. 'Cause I'm gonna tell you right now, we're getting to a point where there's gonna be a line, and once we meet that line of our patience with this, there's gonna be no going back and helping you.
I can give you my friend information that helped me do everything.
But you can't show us anything about anything that you applied for, any website, any email.
Nothing that said you were ever going to get money back, which doesn't make sense. You'd get it back from the treasurer anyway. A big lump sum of $24,000 3 years later after you file for unemployment.
The officers then called the friend to seek clarification, but that was the last shot this woman had for spilling out the truth.
Okay, well, we're here with her. She's here with a fake check from the treasury, so we're trying to figure out. She's trying to basically throw you under the bus, saying that you're the one that was the one that showed her how to do all this and get this and everything. So she gave us your number and your name because she's trying to get herself out of trouble.
Do you know what they're going to do?
So, I don't know. I don't know. I've been out there talking to the employees. I don't know what you've been talking to Officer Dutchman about, Officer Nani. What I can tell you is between the two of them, they have close to 25 years of experience, like doing this type of stuff. Okay, so like, this isn't new. I have a history of being with financial crime myself, and from my experience professionally, I can tell you right away that that's a good check. There's a lot of red flags.
After missing repeated warnings, the woman did not bother to comply with the officer's request to give in the whole truth and got herself arrested. She was charged with grand theft and uttering forged instruments. But this wasn't the only woman who tried to pull a major scam. Wait until you witness this next dumb Karen who forgot her fake ID while committing a $30,000 fraud. On April 7th, 2021, in Ormond Beach, Florida, a bank official recognized a customer as a fraudster from an email sent out from another branch. She was trying to cash a $30,000 check into her supposed son's bank account, but when the cops reached the location, they wasted no time in giving her a surprise.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine. What's your name?
I'm sorry?
What's your name? Christine what?
Tyler?
Christine Tyler, okay.
Siler.
Do you have Siler? Do you have ID with you?
She does.
Can I? Okay, cool. Thank you. Information you might have a warrant out of Brevard County. Yeah, so we're just going to confirm that real quick, and then we'll let you know, okay? Yeah. What brings you in today? Transfer money to your son. Okay. Right. Are you from Brevard County? No? Okay. All right. How did you get here?
I'm sorry?
Did you drive here?
No.
Where's he at?
He's out somewhere.
What kind of car does he have?
However, she wasn't aware that the cops had already done their investigation prior to confronting her, and from this point onwards, it was only going to get worse for her.
Ma'am, do you have any form of identification other than your passport card? No? Okay. Do you have a driver's license? We're looking into that. I can't confirm or deny anything yet. You don't have a driver's license? Have you ever been issued a driver's license? Out of what state?
Florida.
Florida? Okay. Where is that?
That's my sister.
Take your sister's. Okay. And what's your name?
Christine.
Last name? What is it?
Siler.
Siler? Okay. And your date of birth?
Her entire fraud got exposed as soon as the officer asked for her date of birth, which she was unable to provide, and ended up telling the truth.
I'm sorry?
I was not expecting anything.
Okay. Are you okay? What's the matter?
got upset because I asked you your date of birth? Huh?
Christine Seiler. Yeah, she has that. Yeah. Here, hold on. Here, 1 second. Hey, this is you, Miss Seiler?
No.
Well, you told me. Alright, go ahead. I'm clear.
The officer informed her of her Miranda rights before investigating deeper into the scam. She confessed to misrepresenting herself, admitting she wasn't the person on the ID card. Providing her true identity, she revealed a collaboration with two males known as A and Cheese. She disclosed that they supplied her with fake IDs, and together they attempted to defraud banks to withdraw money.
And how did you meet up with him?
Just a mutual friend.
A mutual friend. Okay. And how long have you been doing this? No? Okay. Let me ask you some personal questions, okay? Do you have a drug problem? Do you use pills? What do you use? Is it in your purse? There is some in your purse? Okay, is there any on your person? There's nothing in your bra or your underwear or anything like that? Okay. So you do this to support your habit? Okay. So he gave you that ID today, knowing that's not you. You came up here to this bank to withdraw cash out of someone's account, knowing it wasn't your account, correct? Okay. And do y'all text each other? Do y'all text by phone or anything like that? How do y'all communicate? Okay. Is his number in your phone? Okay. How many people do you communicate with when you do this type of stuff? 2? A, and what's the other guy?
But her reasons for being part of this organized fraud were even more absurd than this entire act, as she was committing this crime all for the sake of supporting her drug habits. Furthermore, she was arrested and charged with attempted organized fraud. She was found guilty of a previous drug-related case and sentenced to 268 days in jail. Although this Karen's attempts failed drastically, our next suspect's also efforts went up in flames when she was caught trying to get a dental treatment using a fake profile.
Somebody got that about a profile for $1,000!
On April 11th, 2023, in Chamblee, Atlanta, Georgia, law enforcement received a report from a local dental office alleging that a woman had attempted to undergo dental procedures using fraudulent identity credentials. As the officers arrived for further investigation, they noticed enough red flags to take swift action.
How you doing today? Hey, let me see your phone real quick. What's your name? Let me see your phone real quick. What's your name? Tina who? Okay. What did you... What name did you come here under? My name. What?
Mileage is 14903. Repeating 14903. 953. 233 radio.
She is then placed in the back seat of the cop car for further questioning, where the more she speaks, she entangles herself deeper into the fraud she is committing.
So we're here because they informed us that somebody supposedly was using somebody's credit card.
No, I didn't use nobody's credit card. I didn't use their credit card. Somebody's name.
Okay.
And I paid for it myself. I haven't used a credit card.
That was the victim on Marlin Drive at that address.
I bought it from a girl up here, the profile from a girl in Atlanta.
The woman said she didn't do anything wrong with credit cards and wanted to pay with cash. The officer got confused because her words didn't match up with the report. After more questioning, the truth came out. The woman said she bought someone's whole profile, including personal stuff, from a friend she knew.
Who used it?
The girl Mary, she used me, she put me as an authorized dealer on her care credit.
Who's Mary?
Sloan.
What does she look like?
I met her up here. I just bought the care credit from. I don't know, ma'am. I don't know about this. I just bought it because I wanted my teeth fixed.
You got her number in your phone?
No, I don't have her number.
So how did you get in touch with her?
One of my homeboys hooked me up with her.
Okay. So you never actually saw this person or talked to this person?
No.
Do you have any of the messages between you and your homeboy to prove that he the one who gave it to you?
I don't know.
68255.
I'm trying to work with you. I would like to establish and prove your story, but you gotta give me something.
Matchup as well. On the track.
So do you have the messages between you and this guy?
Drive out. No numbers on it.
They sound.
I got the vans on.
All right, so let's backtrack. Did a male or female sell your profile?
Male.
Listen, keep it a buck with me. We already having this conversation. Did a male or female sell you this profile?
A female.
All right, a female.
Whoever
Do you know the
number
female?
was- no, I don't. They got the number. No, the first number they used. That's who gave it to me.
What first number?
I don't know. They called. I don't know. I don't know. I just used the profile. I just bought it from somebody.
But when the police officer asked her who sold her the profile, she decided to conceal the identity as if she was trying to protect someone. However, her lies weren't going to hold for long.
Well, I mean, I want the person who's selling the profiles. Do you got the number in your phone who sold the profile?
I don't.
So how did you make contact to be able to buy the profile?
She admitted that she bought a profile to contain the care credit, to contain the license, right? So now you already got her for the forgery. You got her for financial transaction card fraud. What she talking about, she got $12,000 for whatever.
The police officers then decided to conduct a search on her bag as she had shown a significant amount of indicators, and the cops were utterly amazed to see her erratic behavior failed to work in her favor.
We're going to inventory it for her.
Yeah, it's gonna be
So-
we can't even verify it has insurance or anything. So I'm gonna tell you right now, you got not an original container, label moved. She has a debit card, EBT card, somebody else's name. She might have that. There's these, but these don't have.
I know this had to cost a bag.
Oh, here we go. So,
they couldn't tell this one was fake when she came in here with this.
So yeah. Definitely got to put 4G minutes to it.
And soon after finding a stash of cash, fake ID, and a fraudulent credit card, the cops were aware of what they were dealing with. Hence, they had to say and do the obvious.
What we doing?
Alright, so what it looks like we're going to go with is the financial transaction fraud, forgery, and identity theft. There we go. Oh, and then I ain't gonna charge you for the perks, as you selling them. I'm quite sure you was getting that just for the pain after the teeth.
My mom, I got, and they my mom. I got them from my mom.
Your mama ain't get that many perks, man. Why you trying to play me like I'm slow?
On my life, I don't lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't lie. I'm not gonna tell you no lie.
You just spit me around the block 15 times telling me who the plug was on the profile.
I ain't no snitch. I can't tell you that. You know how this shit go.
And it's cool.
And I'm glad you.
That's how I know the perks. You know what I mean?
No. That's God on the truth.
That ain't your mama. I still ain't gonna charge you though.
Okay, I love you for that. And what else?
That's about it.
But when the cops notify her that she won't be getting her money back, her behavior and tone turned for the worse.
Yeah, that's it.
Am I gonna make Monday?
You gonna lose your money though? Yeah.
I can't. This I just got that out of the bank. That's all I got.
They're going in.
No, that's all I have. My nephew just got shot. I'm saying that.
Sis, you do taxes. You gonna make that money again?
Listen
2 days
to me.
from now.
Listen. Why y'all taking my money? I just got it out the bank.
You locked up for fraud.
That's not fraudulent. That's my money. Get my phone. Let me show them my account.
Okay, well then you gonna get an opportunity to show that.
Hell yeah. That's my. I don't play like I bought somebody got that bought a profile for $1,000. I ain't on that. Then this sis ass boy mad because it didn't go through for him. That's why he called them. He mad. We both bought one. His just didn't go through.
How you gonna be gay calling a man a sissy?
Who would call up here and tell them people that? And we people.
This woman had to learn her lesson the hard way as she was charged with a litany of charges, including financial transaction card fraud, identity fraud using another person's information, forgery in the second degree, theft by deception, and possession of pills not in their original container.